welcome to Growing Older and Wiser. I'm Krista Gibson. Today I would like to talk about being yourself. You say, well, who else can I be? Well, I'm going somewhere with this. If you look at your life, and because you're here, I'm assuming that you are older, whatever that means to you. If you look back at your life, haven't you been a lot of different selves? You look and see, well, who were you in your 20s? Who were you in your teens? Who were you in your 30s, 40s, 50s? You can probably go by the decades and just ask, who was I then? And look at the people you've been, because you have changed. If you haven't changed, I think that means you're not paying attention. Because most of us, as we live our lives, respond to different circumstances, different people, different things going on, and certainly just our own growth patterns as human beings. When I studied psychology, there's all these different groups that you look at in terms of what happens, when you're in your 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, when you get to be a teen, and so on. And so there are some logical kinds of situations or growth patterns we all go through. And when we do, we tend to change. So one of my questions to you is, who have you been before? Take a look at the different yous that you have been. And where are you now? And are you able to just accept who you are now and say, okay, this is who I am. This is where I'm at in my growth stage or in my life. And can I let myself just be myself? If not, why not? What do I need to do to be able to just accept myself? As they say, warts and all. None of us are perfect. There's going to be things about yourself you either don't like, other people don't like, things that get you into trouble, things that make you, not perform as well as what you'd like. But it's you, and it doesn't mean you can't change any of them if you want to. But my point is to accept yourself as you are. When you do that, guess what? You are now one step closer to accepting other people as they are. I don't know which is more difficult, Sometimes accepting myself is difficult, but other times, wow, accepting people in my world can be really difficult. Especially right now, the political climate, the educational climate, just everything, kind of the soup that we're living in right now. In so many ways, there's so much of it that is hard to accept. We want to change it. We want to make people be different than they are. But look how hard it is to change yourself. You really think you can change all of them? Not really. So let me tell you, as many of you know, because I've said it here, I moved to Arizona, to Phoenix, about 3.5 years ago now. And when you're new in a city and you work from home, you do not have the opportunity to meet a lot of people. I haven't met a lot of people. I haven't made friends. And so when it comes to things like getting my hair cut or, those kinds of services, normally, right, you'd turn to a friend or say, well, I like your hair. Where do you get your hair done? Or, whatever it might be. Well, we didn't have that luxury here because the only people we do know are a couple of people and they live in a different part of town, and I wouldn't want to use the same people they do. But anyway, and so when it comes, I'm using the example of hair because there is a reason why I'm using this example. There was a salon not far of the house. We went and didn't really like it. There was another one not far away. No, I didn't really like it. So then we found one like a little farther away, not bad, but So we took the luck of the draw with the person that we got because we didn't have a name to ask for. We weren't sent by anybody. So it was the luck of the draw. So we went the first time, we being Rhonda, my spouse, and I went first. And so I'm in the chair and this gal is cutting my hair, beginning to cut my hair. And as I'm sitting there, I look up above her mirror and what do I see but a $20 bill? But guess who's on that $20 bill? Donald Trump. Oh dear. I have got a Trumpster cutting my hair. So, oh boy, did I have fun with my own judgments. I wanted to put her in a box. So she must be this way, this way, this way. And there's some of that I think is true. She did start trying to share conspiracy theories, and to which I just didn't respond very well. But it was such a wonderful time for me to get into lack of judgment of her. Don't put her in a box. I still don't know what box she lives in. We kind of, without talking about it, I mean, she knows enough about me to know I'm not a Trumpster. But you have, and some people said that I've talked to said, well, why didn't you tell her, ask her questions? I said, because she has the scissors, right? We are sitting down over coffee, and she's not going to be a friend. So it just isn't important to me. What is important for me is to allow myself to not judge her. And at some point, I'll hopefully find give my hairdressing money to someone who's not a Trumpster. But even in that, listen to my judgment. Just listen to that. Isn't that amazing? And I know many of you share my viewpoint. Many of you share that. And I know because you've told me. My point in even bringing this up is, again, coming back to that place of, as we grow older, being able, number one, to accept ourselves without judgment, or at least without terrible judgment of ourselves, because we can say, hey, I've been a lot of different people in my life, kind of like who I am now. If I don't like part of me, I'm going to change it. And when I look out at people in the world, I realize that's true of every one of them. They've all gone through their growth patterns. They've all, and are going through their growth patterns. I mean, the gal I'm talking about is about 30 years younger than I am. She's got a lot of years ahead of her. Who's to say she's not going to change? And who's to say whether she does or not? It's her path, not mine. But to be able to be less judgmental of other people doesn't mean you have to make them your best friend, but that you can allow yourself to be who you are, and you can allow other people to be who they need to be. And I know there's going to be some of you who right away are going to say, oh no, some of these people are so evil. Well, if you can do something about it, go for it. The main thing you can do is vote. But if you can't do anything about it, get to a place of acceptance. Trust in Divine Mother to handle things, and live your life with as little judgment as you can, because you know what? That is growing wise as you're growing older. Thank you for being here. Talk to you next time.